into the fray. So hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And yeah, a little change up from the original roster. We're waiting for Dimension Scott. He knows that I've gone live, so he might hopefully be popping in soon. We was meant to have Zach from Zach D Productions join us, but unfortunately other plans, other things came to light with him and he couldn't join. Ian has kindly jumped in and filled that void. Ian, as we know, is a regular for us, and so happy that he could join. I was worrying for a bit because he missed my message. He didn't see my messages for a while, for about 18 hours. But we've got Dimension here. Let me add him to the stream. Dimension,
what's going on, guys? Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
No problem, fellas.
I was just saying to mention before you came on that Zach has had stuff come up, so he can't join us, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we've got Ian instead. Ian kindly stepped into the fray last minute and has joined the gang, so to speak. So yes, so welcome everyone. Like I said, welcome to our guests, Ian and Dimension Scott. Dimension all the way from America. Whereabouts in America are you, Dimension? Can you hear me?
There's some...
Can you hear me, mate? You've frozen up, mate.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think there was some connection problems. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Whereabouts in America are you exactly?
I'm in Illinois.
Okay, all right. Chicago.
I'm in the state of Illinois. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Chicago area, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, all right, cool. Just wondering. I don't think I've ever asked that. Well, we asked that question. I don't know if we have or not. So we'll welcome our guests. We'll go around the room like we usually do. Dimension, if you want to go first, just share a little bit about your channel, what you do for the viewers. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is Dimension. I talk about video games, movies, DVDs, physical media, and do Blu-ray hunting videos. I have a Facebook and I have an Instagram you can follow me on. As usual, Dimension Scott.
Cool stuff. So if you're not subbed to Dimension, please go and do so. I did leave some links to this at the top of the chat, but I don't know if they're there or not. I can't see them, but I will add links after. I think I add them to the. Did I add them to the description? I can't remember.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did.
But obviously, I haven't added Ian because Ian's just sort of stepped in late. So Ian, I will add to the thing. So Ian, how are you? And welcome back. It's always nice to have you on.
I'm feeling a lot better than I did a week ago. I really wasn't very well about a week ago. I was even worried I'm having to go into hospital. My diabetes caused massive infections. But the medication's working and I'm feeling great now. I'm feeling all right, So
well,
I'm relieved about that.
We are all happy to see that you're well and kicking. And that you've joined us. That's fantastic. You're a pillar of the community, so to speak, of this little corner of the community, and we love having you on.
Thank you.
Scott, Dimension has been on before. How many times have you been on with us, Dimension? Is it just the once before?
I remember being on here twice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, all right. So
one time I was at home. And I didn't turn on my camera. And the other time I was on here was when I was out in the public.
Yes, that's right. I remember now. Fantastic. It was great having you back as well. So obviously Matt's here with us as well over this side of us. How's things there, Matt? What are you up to?
Thank you. Yeah, just been recording some videos this morning. Yeah, my MCU collection's gone live. So you'll be seeing probably every couple of weeks a new MCU video, and then every other week in between that will be something else.
Fantastic.
For another 9 weeks, 8 weeks rather.
Superb.
Plenty of entertainment coming up.
No, that's fantastic. That's great. So let's just dive in to get these comments out of the way. And let's have a look at this. What did I do here? Look. Questions welcome. Look at that. Look, I've been playing around. I managed to do that.
Okay, cool.
I don't know, but there we go. So please, I'm pleased with that. There we go. Sorry. Comments. But I haven't managed to put up a video starter like what Matt does. I'm not that. It didn't take. I sent it over from my phone to this, and it just wouldn't accept the file type. So, sorry, I might have to make one on here. So anyway, so One Real Nerd. How you keeping? Dimension. I'm sure he will sub to you if he hasn't already. I think he has. He says looks like going to be an amazing afternoon. Yep, he did send these messages earlier. I know. Afternoon all. And I think he will sub to you. And if you're on Instagram, he will contact you on there. He has a channel of his own, and he is from America as well. So
Very good.
fantastic. Danny's.
He's in Ohio, state of Ohio. Yeah, I asked him. Right, he's got heavy snow there at the moment.
He's in the state of Ohio. I'm in a state of depression, but there we go. So Danny's here. Hiya, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Hope you're keeping
Hey,
well.
Danny.
Hello. People saying hello. Michael's Movie Corner.
Hi, Michael.
Hey. Oh.
Dimension, I've got a question for you. Have you ever seen, have you watched the Star Trek films?
No, I've never been into Star Trek at all.
Fair enough. Just wanted your opinion
I
on
think
one
it's
of them.
all over the place. I wouldn't even know where to start in Star Trek compared to Star Wars.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Ian, One Real Nerd says you're an amazing man. Hi, AJ. Hi, Matt. Oh my God, started already. 3 hours. Is that? I need longer than 3 hours, mate. That's going to be on your channel when we do the Punisher. And I want to do all 3 Punisher films. Gareth. Dimension, Michael Hay. Glad to see Ian is doing well, says Michael. Yep. Been watching videos on Enterprise F. Okay, so Dimension, what have you been watching lately? Anything good? Anything new?
I've been watching what's just in my collection. I've been revisiting a lot of my childhood television shows. I've been watching movies, and I've been watching the new season premiere of The Flash.
Okay, yeah, I've not started that yet. How is it?
So far, so good.
Now,
yes, I think I mentioned this before. I've been watching The Last of Us on HBO, which is definitely awesome.
Yep. Okay,
I've seen every 5 episodes so far.
And when's the 6th one up? That's very soon, isn't it? Tomorrow,
Sunday,
Monday.
I think. From my area, Sunday.
Who else is? Anyone else watching that? Matt?
No.
Ian?
Is that on? I don't even know where it's showing.
It's actually tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure where it is.
Sky, maybe Sky. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never played the game of it. It's very Walking Dead, though, isn't it? That's the one of the main issues.
The Walking Dead.
Sorry.
I wouldn't compare it to The Walking Dead.
Visually, it feels like I'm visiting the same world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It feels aesthetically, it feels like I'm still inside that same sort of universe, so to speak. Just with the monsters being a bit different. But I've not played the game, so I can't comment on that side of it. So Ian, what about yourself? You been watching anything good?
Well, one of the things this year I wanted to do was try and watch a lot of things that I should have watched that people say is famous and got round. I mean,
Oh,
I started. You remember I watched Rambo: First Blood and absolutely loved it, and wondered
That's right.
why on earth I've not watched it. So what I discovered on Prime, Mad Max series. I've never wonder why I've never seen any of the Mad Max films in my life. So I watched all 4 of them.
Oh, good.
Now it's interesting. I think I expected perhaps more from them than I actually got. I know that sounds a bit strange, but I think the first one was a film. I can see why people enjoyed it, but it didn't feel quite complete. And there's a lot of good ideas in it, but it didn't seem to translate. Whereas the second one, I really liked a lot more. The second one. The third one, I was really disappointed in. I like Tina Turner, so I thought, hey, this is going to be good. But I don't know, it just didn't quite work for me. Which is, I don't like being negative about things, but I don't know. I just think it works. And then the remake with Tom Hardy, I can see, in a way, you could see probably why that would be considered the best of them all, really, because the way it's filmed and just everything about it. But to be fair, I didn't say I loved this thing. I won't say I'd love it. But because I was reading all reviews talking about as if it's the greatest action film ever, and sort of, I'm thinking, no, it's not. But I enjoyed it, but there were bits in it that still, I don't know, I wasn't as excited about it as I should have been. But I was surprised. But I'm glad I've really watched them, because it means I'm not buying them. If I saw them cheap, I might buy the 4 of them. But I don't know really, but I'm glad. It's one good thing about Prime is you can see these films. So I'm going to continue. There's lots of films this year that I should see. Just another thing, I just mentioned Picard. I watched first episode of that and was quite pleased with it, to be honest. Because when you go in with low expectations and someone comes and think, oh, that's better. Well, it good. I felt quite cheered, especially as I'm actually a big fan of Beverly Crusher. I always have been in series. And in films, she never gets anything. So I'm hoping in this that we're going to see a lot more of Beverly Crusher, which would be nice. The only thing I kept thinking about was what AJ said. It kind of made me laugh, was that I thought if you see Patrick Stewart standing up too long, you worry about him, and you're thinking, oh, there's a seat there that he can just quickly sit in, because he looks like he's going to get puffed out, stuff.
Well, he was sat a lot in it, wasn't he? If you know, there was a lot of sitting for him. Yeah, like I've said. Dimension, have you seen the Mad Maxes?
The only Mad Max movie I've ever seen is Mad Max Fury Road, and I can tell you, I do like that one.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say it's overrated. Some people say it's the best action movie ever made, and some people don't like it at all. I do want to see a continuation from that continuity, though. We're supposed. I think we're supposed to get a prequel to that movie, which is supposed to start Anya Taylor-Joy as the character who was played by Charlize Theron in the Mad Max Fury Road. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Yeah. So Matt, I know that you're a fan of the Mad Maxes because you picked them up recently, didn't you? Well,
I did,
6 months ago or something.
Picked up the 4K Ultras. I still haven't actually watched them yet in 4K. I do need to get around to that. I mean, I can agree with what Ian's saying. I can't remember a hell of a lot about the first film, to be honest. Certainly the second one is the best. Beyond Thunderdome, it's probably the weakest of the trilogy. Again, I mean, I enjoyed Fury Road. I thought it was some fantastic, stunts and stuff, because it was all practically done, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was. It's a fantastic film to watch.
I think I struggled with Tom Hardy playing the role, because obviously Mel Gibson played it so well. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was entertaining. Again, I've got it in 3D,
Yeah.
and I need to watch. Well, I think you sent me the 3D, didn't you? Did you
I
send
think
me the 3D?
yeah.
Yeah. So I do need to get round to watching it.
I'll send you the lenticular cover.
No, I've got the lenticular cover. Got a feeling you sent me the disc, and I think at the same time I picked it up as well.
Okay, yeah.
Something like that. I can't exactly remember, but yeah, I can see what you're saying, Ian. Definitely.
Yeah, number one's very sort of is low budget, and it's a decent film for like the production they had, the budget, and all this sort of a thing. But it ain't really until the second one. The second one feels like it's set in a different world, as in further down the line of what we saw in that first one. The breakdown of life and all that. More of a post-apocalyptic. Whereas the first one didn't feel so post-apocalyptic. The second one did. The third one I really like the end of, when they get to the train, because that's when it turns into like what Mad Max is known for. That sort of road movie type of chase stuff. That stuff was brilliant. Obviously, it had its Lord of the Flies kind of connections, didn't it? If you know the book Lord of the Flies. And the fourth one, I was blown away with. I thought it was fantastic. I thought, I marvelled at the filmmaking of it. The fact it was all done practically. Those stunts, everything you see in that film is pretty much done for real, and CGI is there just to sort of help top it up, so to speak. And even each vehicle, when you watch the making of it, it's fantastic, because each vehicle is a character of its own. The amount of detail that's gone into each vehicle that you don't even see in the film, but it's there. It's great stuff. Great stuff. Let's see. Now, AJ, when will we settle? We've still got to settle that argument, haven't we, Michael? And it's we've got to find the time to do that. It's the Star Trek argument we have.
Yeah, I'd just like to say I watched Picard yesterday, and I quite enjoyed it. I got a different feeling this time round to seasons 1 and 2. The only reservation I've got, and I think we'll agree on this, is both first and second season, the opening episodes were very good, and then it started to decline after that. From what I've heard, the first 6 episodes, some people have seen the first 6 episodes. How, I'm not sure, but and they're supposed to be very good. I watched a couple of interviews earlier this morning when they're interviewing the cast, and they're all kind of saying, yeah, there's very much a lot of stuff from the past that's being brought back. But yeah, it was an interesting thing I was listening to. Apparently, Patrick Stewart wasn't liked by Gene Roddenberry. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Apparently, he didn't want Patrick Stewart in the role, and Patrick Stewart had a lot of admiration for him for what he'd done, but he said there was very much uncomfortable kind of. It didn't get on. And it was, he said, even what Gene Roddenberry would do, he'd come to the set and he would sit in the director's chair and he would just look at Patrick Stewart and almost like roll his eyes as if he thought, what are you doing? Why are you here? That must have been very uncomfortable for him in the early seasons of Star Trek. So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Did you see that reference? I really cheered when I saw the Captain Garrett reference. Captain Garrett there. Yeah. Did you see that? Because yesterday's Enterprise is one of my all-time favorite episodes. It's up there with the City on the Edge of Forever. It's an amazing. So to see that was I like that. I really enjoyed that. Captain Garrett. Yeah.
That's cool. I don't want to focus too much on Star Trek because I am aware that obviously Dimension is not Star Trek-y. So I don't want to exclude.
Sorry.
Talking of Star Trek, picked up a new Blu-ray, The Slip Enterprise. Danny says, I'm waiting for that, Michael. Waiting for what? I don't know. Dimension, how much comic knowledge have you got? You got quite a bit of comic knowledge, do you, with Marvel Comics and that?
I didn't read a lot of comic books growing up. All I do is hear about them.
Okay, I didn't know if you recognised this name. I always say it when he comes on. Norrin Rad. Does that mean anything to you?
Nope.
Oh, it's the name of the Silver Surfer.
Oh,
It's the
Silver
character.
Surfer?
Yeah, his real name, before he becomes the Silver Surfer.
I could never remember the Silver Surfer's real name at the top of my head.
Yeah, Norrin Rad. Hello, everyone. How goes it? Did anyone scoop up stuff from the full moon sale recently? I didn't. No. The only full moon sort of titles that I think I have are the Puppet Master movies.
Never heard of it.
No, Ian, you must know Full Moon as a company, horror
To
company.
be honest, no.
Really?
They're
Okay.
comic sellers.
No,
They do other.
Do you know the Puppet Master movies? You must know the Puppet Masters.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Oh,
I've heard
they're
of
the
them, yeah.
company that makes those.
Oh, right. Oh,
They
I didn't.
make low budget horror essentially.
Oh,
But
right.
no,
Yeah.
no one here would have picked anything up. I don't think.
Right.
Um,
I've got a question for Dimension.
go on.
What do you think of the news of Ben Affleck sort of remaining in the DCEU?
Well, one, he is my favorite Batman, and I would like to see him continue. I do think it's criminal that we never got to see his own movie because of how he was poorly treated with the old management and what he went through in his personal life. But I'm excited to see him in the Flash movie.
I have to second those thoughts. I do think it's out of order that we didn't get to see Affleck solo Batman, and I'd be right on board for him staying on with the DCU. I think he's I think it'll be a fit to that storyline they want to do. The Damien, which is his son, because he'd be the right age for it anyway. Yeah, I really hope that comes to pass. Yes, and Rob Pattinson can stay in his own little Batman world over there, affecting nothing.
Yeah. What about, have you seen that image of what's her name? Joker 2. Think of the actress, singer.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Have you seen that image with her with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yep,
Yeah.
I have.
That's a strong image. That is. I think you're in for another really good film there. I think if they can do it, focus on the relationship between the chaotic relationship, not it won't be so comic book focused, but I think it would be set very much like the first one, more in a real life environment. And I've heard there's a guy on YouTube, very big into Star Trek, but he's also on the I forget what the name of it's a show. Anyway, he basically what he said. He said if the director can use the story of the Sex Pistols, the Nancy and Sid Vicious.
Sid and Nancy.
Sid and Nancy, yeah. Their chaotic relationship that they had. If they can use that to use the Joker and Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
it could be onto something there.
Yeah. Agree. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Even the fact it's meant to be a musical. No issue with that.
Apparently not. It's not supposed to be a musical. There's going to be a few musical tracks
Numbers
in it, but it's
Okay.
not actually a musical. Apparently, it's going to have
Alright.
2 or 3
Sounds
songs,
great.
but yeah, not actually a physical musical.
No. Dimension, you looking forward to that, Joker?
I did quite enjoy the first Joker. I don't know exactly what we're getting with Joker 2. I need to see a trailer. I hope it's not a musical stage music. I hope it's not just some musical stage music because I'm not into that stuff.
I would have no issue with it. I wouldn't. So where was we? Danny was upsetting me. There he is. Never watched a Punisher movie.
Oh no,
But then Matt, you said you haven't watched the 1989 Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie, have you?
no, I've not seen that one. No. Yeah, I've seen the other two. But no. I mean, my favourite one is definitely Thomas Jane, and even though, eventually I will see that 89, but I still think, I agree with you. Thomas Jane is just perfect for that role. You know,
I think so. What about you, Dimension? What's your thoughts on the Punishers? Have you watched the Punisher movies?
I do remember the one with Thomas Jane.
Yeah,
that one's entertaining. I did watch the Netflix one with John,
Bernthal,
the guy who played The Walking Dead. I don't want to butcher his name.
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. I did see that one. I did see that.
You didn't see you've not
But
seen
I've never seen the Punisher Warzone.
Okay. Or the 1989 Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
Definitely not.
No.
I'm just familiar with Thomas Jane and John from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And what about you, Ian, with the Punisher?
Well, I picked up really cheap a few months ago the one with Chris Christopherson in. I'm a big fan of Chris Christopherson. I don't know which one that's called, but I enjoyed it, and I'd like to see the other ones.
Are you thinking of Blade?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Blade.
Are you thinking of Blade?
Oh, is it Blade? Oh, I'm wrong.
Blade is Wesley Snipes.
Ah, no, I have got a Punisher. It just shows you how much notice. Wait, what are the names of the titles of the Punisher films?
The Punisher. And
no, I haven't got that one.
And
is it some
Punisher.
War something?
Warzone.
That's it. It must be Warzone one I've got. Yeah. I picked it up for about a couple of quid. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I perhaps like to see some more. Is that the only one they made of that with that actor?
Oh, with with Ray Stevenson, yes. You had Dolph Lundgren in the first one in 1989. 2003, you had Thomas Jane in the role, and in 2008 you had Ray Stevenson in the role.
Oh, right, I see. Yeah. So which is considered the best?
Thomas Jane.
I'd say Thomas Jane is, but I think different people have different opinions on it. I do like the 1999 Dolph Lundgren version. The Warzone one tonally is a bit funny at times, I think, but Ray Stevenson is the best looking Punisher, as in to the comic book. But Thomas Jane overall, I would say, is the best actor playing the Punisher. But there we go. Let's not talk about the Punisher because I can talk for 3 hours, according to Gareth. So Richard Vouston says, "Hi guys, hope you are all well. You watched Megan in the week. As Empire Magazine would say, it epitomizes what a 3 out of 5 star film feels like. Who's seen Megan?
No.
The Killer Doll Girl.
I haven't seen it yet, but I do plan on watching it when it comes out physically.
Okay, all right, cool. I know that when it comes physically, we're getting the uncut version or the
Yes.
because the film was
I'm glad
trimmed.
we are.
Yeah, the film was trimmed for violence to reach a small, a wider audience. I mean, you could take kids to see it, couldn't you? I believe, and so but there wasn't much difference between, as I understood it, it had. They were so close to that rating anyway that they didn't have to delete much to actually get it. So, what the difference is, I don't know. I did see the film.
Tell you what, I watched in the week, and Ian, you'll probably, you'll be able to see it because it's on Prime. Just come on to Prime. The Conjuring 3. Have you seen that yet?
No, I'll
The
probably get
Conjuring
round
3?
to watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, The Devil Made Me Do It. I quite enjoyed it, actually. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll have to watch that. Yeah.
yeah, it literally came onto Prime last week.
I don't mind the Conjuring universe. I
Yeah.
have seen all the films within it, and I don't mind them. Even the bad ones, The Nun and things like that. I thought it was a nice interconnected world. I liked some of the connectivity that they had. I went into it. I'd watched The Conjuring 1 and 2, never watched the others. And then I thought one day, you know what, I'm going to see what all the others are about. And I watched them all in a week. And watching them that close, you saw the interconnectivity of different characters that were in that one, popping up in that one. And I didn't mind them.
Yeah.
I enjoy Conjuring 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Conjuring 3, it's my least favorite. Out of that, I'm not too huge into the spin-off tie-ins.
I do agree. I think 3 is the weakest.
It did have a feel of The Exorcist about it. Obviously, the possession side and all the rest of it. But I quite liked the fact that, the sort of main two characters, husband and wife, the Warrens, were sort of affected by it. I don't want to obviously say too much because you haven't seen it, Ian, but yeah, I quite like that. They were kind of a bit more affected by things going on. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't mind them. There's a fourth one coming, isn't there, soon?
Is there?
I believe, yeah.
And the Annabelles are okay. They're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind. Like I said, I've watched them all. I've watched The Nun. I've watched I think there's 3 Annabelles, aren't there now? The Curse of La Llorona. I watched that.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike them. I can't remember them, but I didn't hate that.
It's quite good at the end as well because they actually, as the titles are rolling, you hear the actual recordings of the guy who was possessed, and they show the real life photos. And the other thing I quite like is, I mean, you can find them on YouTube, but obviously that room that they have with all the artifacts that they collect and the Annabelle doll, that actually exists in real life. That's, there's a house. Obviously, they've passed away now, but I think it's the son-in-law sort of maintains it. And, that Annabelle doll, not the one that you see in the film, but the doll is actually, the design of the doll is in one of the Annabelle films. Just looks like an old...
Yeah, it's a stuffed doll. It's a stuffed teddy bear.
Yeah, that's right. That is the real doll that's in that cabinet in that house with a lock on it. So I quite like the fact that it's connected to something in reality. So there's that, there we go.
I even know they were scammer heists.
Well, I mean, a lot of what the Warrens did, I think there was a lot of controversy behind it, and I think they did fake a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's always that seed of something that you can't quite explain.
Would you spend a night with that doll?
No. I wouldn't stay in that room.
I'm pretty sure if you spent a night with it, you'd fall asleep, you'd wake up, it'd be in exactly the same position, nothing would happen.
Maybe.
I'll give you 20 quid to do it. So Danny says that Danny picked up 2 for £15. Batwoman season 3. I knew Dimension would look up when I said Batwoman season 3. Look, he loves DC stuff and Titans. Yeah. Dimension, how you doing with your collection of because I know you love all the DC stuff. You're always picking it up.
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yeah.
I want to pick up that that new animated DC Legion of Superheroes when I get a chance to.
Yes, I did watch that. I did pick it up. Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. It lulled in the middle a little bit for me, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. It's nice to see Supergirl sort of getting sort of front and center, spending a bit of time on the animated screen. Yeah, good stuff. And then we got another new Batman animated film coming in March.
Oh yeah, we do.
I forget what it's called.
What are your thoughts, Dimension, on the Flash trailer that we got last Sunday?
Oh, I liked it. It was really good. Michael Keaton, Supergirl, the visual look of it, and the Flash special effects, and I'm not worried about that Ezra Miller controversial stuff about him at all. I'm still going to see the movie for myself.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually think this trailer impressed me more than the Guardians 3 trailer did. That's why I talked about the Flash one instead of the Guardians 3 one in a little brief short I did.
I think that the Flash, yeah, I agree. I think the Flash has got an element of, there's something fresher to it than the Guardian sequel. I'll say that. Because you got to think this Flash has been a long time coming. If you, I mean, you may not remember, but this film was actually originally announced around the same time as what the Flash TV series started.
Yes,
All right, season 1 of the Flash TV series. And now we're in season 9 of the Flash TV series. So you've had 8 years of it, season 9, coming to an end. And then almost as that ends, finally we get that Flash movie that was announced way back when the Flash TV series started. Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see any other sort of legacy characters making cameos in that film?
I think there must be.
According to this YouTube channel, Our Movie Reviews, we might see a CGI'd Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah,
because if they do what the TV Flash has done, where he runs through like the time vortex, you see all these different worlds passing him by, and the very first time that Supergirl from because when Supergirl the TV show started, it was on a different channel. It wasn't on the CW. It was elsewhere for that first year, and then from the second year, it was brought on to the CW and formed part of that. But there was an episode where the Flash is running through time vortex, and you do actually see, as things are passing him by, you see Supergirl from the Supergirl TV show, even though it's on another channel. And it got everyone excited. So there is a possibility that you'll see, Christopher Reeve in that kind of a sense, which would be great. Obviously there's rumours that Wonder Woman has been edited from the film. I'll sort of take that with a sprinkle of salt, because rumours did persist that all of the Supergirl stuff was cut, and yet there she is front and centre almost in the trailer. So, which did excite me that there's a big screen Supergirl. That excited me more than seeing Superman, I will say, seeing Supergirl.
I have one expectation when the Flash movie comes out on Blu-ray with the special features. Show us those deleted scenes based on what they cut out.
Yeah, that would be good.
So I would like to see what the original intention ending was with the Flash movie before they cut it out, because it was supposed the original ending was supposed to still start off a new timeline with Michael Keaton's Batman staying and this Supergirl staying, and now James Gunn and all that. It's changed based on what I'm hearing about.
Yeah, I'd like to see what. Yeah, I agree.
I'm just interested to know why Supergirl looks so different in this film to anything that we've seen before. You know, I mean, Supergirl's blonde, long blonde hair. Obviously, she's short, dark in this. It's a totally different look to what we're used to.
From what I've heard, that this Supergirl, she looks more like the daughter of, in the comic books, of Clark Kent and Lois Lane.
Okay.
And I know they're taking inspiration from the Flashpoint movie. So this Supergirl is the Superman who has been captured and lived his life in an underground government facility instead of being raised by the Kents.
Yeah.
So that's what this is going to do.
So what you're referring to is the animated Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, the animated Flashpoint film, which was the first. That was the first film of that new. So this you'll know this dimension, but see, DC done a DC were doing their animated movies, and then they decided to do a universe, an animated universe, where these films were very loosely interconnected, but you had an overall story arc. And Flashpoint was the first one of this, because Flash has the ability to change time. And you had 17 films set within this universe, starting off with Flashpoint, where Flash changed things, and then it ended with another Flashpoint, essentially in it was in the Justice League Apocalypse War, I think it was, and again Flash then had to change things again for a reset because of how bad things had got, and that's essentially what this Flash film is going to be utilized as, I believe, which explains the change of certain characters, but also the staying around of other characters. You know, you can get away with it in the narrative of the bigger picture.
But what I was surprised to see was the sort of return of Zod, and the world engine scene that we had in Man of Steel. It's almost like they're going right the way back to the start. Obviously, Batman and Superman, that Batman v Superman, that all links in with that as well. But I'm guessing in this reality, there's no Superman to go up against him.
No, that's right. It's a new timeline in that part of the film. Yeah, be interesting. Yeah. So Norrin says that he grabbed the 12-film Blu-ray set of Puppet Master films from the Full Moon sale. That's actually, I've got that box set, 12 Puppet Master films. Have you, Norrin, if you're still watching, have you got Blade the Iron Cross, which is a Puppet Master film that fell after this, following the character of Blade, the little one with the knives? And there's another Puppet Master film meant to be coming as well, based on following one of the characters. Richard Vouston. So now, Richard, I know that Richard here, Vouston, he would have visited. Did you visit Bromley when you were over, Richard? Because I know that he's near the Bromley area, so which ain't too far from me. Was in UK last week, back to my motherland. Picked up Zombie Flesh Eaters, Arrow 2-disc special edition on Blu-ray for £10, which I was pleased with. Zombie Flesh Eaters, not a film that I've seen.
Isn't it one of the video nasties?
Yeah, Ian, have you seen Zombie
No,
Flesh
I've not
Eaters?
seen that one. No, I've not seen that one. Huh?
All right, I know that Dimension Scott probably won't have seen Zombie Flesh Eaters, will you?
Zombie Flash Eaters? I don't know.
Yeah, it's not something I've seen. There we go. Richard said Mad Max 2, always his favourite. Michael's Movie Corner. Michael. He's never seen any of the Mad Maxes. Mike, we got to do something with you. We'll get you
watching. A lot of films to watch.
I know what I think, right, honestly, what I think you should do, because Ian, do you and Michael talk off of here? Do you talk within Instagram?
Not much, but yeah, I have talked to him. Yeah.
I think what you two should do is have a little conflab, because you're revisiting older films as well. Talk about what films you may have the same that haven't been, neither of you have seen, and then both watch them, and then come together to talk about them.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Yeah.
I think you two, because if you're revisiting films from the past eras that you haven't seen, and Michael's doing a similar sort of thing, I think that would be quite an interesting little conflab that you two could sort of have together. What do you think, Matt? Good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael says, I think when they did the premiere for Picard, they showed a handful of episodes. Yeah. People do get to see them screeners and that, don't they?
There's only 10 in total, apparently. So
yeah, same as his last 2 seasons. He's an old man, isn't he? How would you like to see it end? How would you like to see, what do you want to do? See Picard go off into the sunset? Would you like to see him? I would say like to see him die, but would you like to see like sacrifice? Well, what do you think would be a good ending for the character?
the only problem is the fact that he did die in the first season, didn't he? And then they brought him back. Isn't he an android or something?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't really like that.
I thought that was a bad move.
Yeah.
Goes part.
I'd kill him off now. Get rid of him at the end.
So I don't know if they're sort of convenient. I know it was mentioned once in season 2, that I believe. I don't know if they're conveniently sort of.
I think it sounds like they're ignoring it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of him now. Get rid of Bug. Get rid of him. I think I can see people get very sort of sentimental about it in many ways, but I think it might be a good thing if he actually dies of whatever they can do to get, because I think it's more of a conclusion than just having him there at the end, and I think it would be nice in many ways just to see him totally gone. I suppose they'll just ignore the fact that he's an android, but I think it just would end the series better, and also it means that there's no way it could ever come back. I mean, he wouldn't come back, but that would be it. It would be just complete. It would be the end. There's nothing wrong in killing the character off.
No.
Really like that.
I like the idea of brave storytelling in that sense. I mean, I call it brave storytelling in the sense that these shows and writers, they're scared to do it. Star Trek Nemesis always wound me up because Data sacrifices himself, but then you see him still alive in the body of is it B9?
B4.
Yeah.
Is it B4? B9 was the
B4,
better one, wasn't it?
It's like they're scared to do it, aren't they? They're scared to get rid of characters permanently. Yeah. That's what it is. They're just, for some reason.
Well, it's always that
Data has just been milked too much, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. I think you've got to come to a stage, and I think they did it with the original crew, the undiscovered country, the way they did it at the end, they flew off into the sunset. All the signatures came up. And they got cameos in the Next Generation. You had Scotty, obviously Spock, and then obviously Kirk, Chekhov, and Scotty were in Generations. But I think you've got to come to a point where you think, right, that's it. We can't continue with this, otherwise it just becomes a mockery of the whole thing.
Yeah,
true.
And in some ways, has it? Well, I think we'll probably think that Picard isn't really needed. The first 2 series really okay, it's nice to see the conclusion, bringing the cast back. But they could have just done one more film, couldn't they? And
They could have
that.
done. But let me just carry on a bit because, like I said, this it can very easily turn into a Star Trek centric chat, and which is fine. But to mention Scott's here, who isn't a Star Trekkie, so I'm very much aware of that. So I'm going to quickly go over these messages about Star Trek. I enjoy all of Picard, but thought the writing and some of the episodes were a bit slow. It is very slow. It was. Danny loves the fact that 7 of 9 is in Starfleet. Michael says, if you look hard enough in the episode, you'll see reference to a USS Voyager B in service. And he's looking forward to me and Michael doing that video when we finally get around to it, when Michael's old and grey. John with the Wind. Hello, all. Hello, John.
Oh, hello.
Let's hope that you can bring the winds of change and take us away from Star Trek. So that was good. That was a good little line. Stephen Luther from Sacramento, USA.
All right.
How you doing, Stephen? I watched that Infinity Pool because of Stephen saying to me, AJ, have you watched Infinity Pool? I didn't like it, so I went and watched it. And I didn't like it either.
There might be one for you, Ian, that. You might quite like that.
Infinity Pool. It's got what's-her-face in it, Mia Goth. From X and Pearl.
Yeah.
She who looks like she has no eyebrows.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like she's got any eyebrows. I don't care what anyone says. I was watching a film with my missus and I said, I can't work out if this girl's attractive or not. I said, whether she, because there is something attractive about her, but I can't get past how light her eyebrows are and the fact it looks like she has none.
Yeah.
How shallow am I?
And the other actress that, again, is that, I forget her name, you mentioned her earlier, the one who was in The Menu.
And Anya Taylor-Joy.
Again, there's something about her. She's an attractive woman, but for me, I don't know. There's something that doesn't quite click with me. But I'm sure. I know Pete Playtendo guy. I think he's got a bit of a crush on her because on his Instagram every week there's a new picture.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that. He likes the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my actresses working today.
Yeah, you like that.
Ever since Split, ever since she started in the Split movie, I liked her in that. I liked her in the New Mutants, and I'm trying to think of anything else. I watched her in the Gambit Netflix series too.
Yeah,
and those are the three in my head.
Okay, I did pick up the film Morgan with her in.
She's quite young in that, wasn't she?
Yeah, sci-fi movie. She's done it quite a while ago. I picked it up cheap in CEX several weeks back. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it. She did return for Glass. She returned in M. Night Shyamalan's Glass. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay, I didn't realize she was in it. Was she in the other one before that then?
Split.
You said Split. I didn't know. Yeah, you mentioned Split. I'm thinking, what's Split? But yes,
M. Night Shyamalan's
with
James McAvoy, when he has that personality disorder. He plays this guy Kevin with a personality disorder.
Yeah, I know it well. But
she's in that as well, is she?
I didn't realize she was in them.
Okay.
Yeah, she sure is.
Wow. Well, there you go.
She's a very unique looking woman. There's something about her. I can see, she's.
Why Pete likes her.
I've realised I'm getting really old because all the ones I like are all old women. Older women.
Yeah. I know.
It's the way it goes. I mean, people, Caroline Munro, and it's even worse. This week it was sad to see Raquel Welch dying. I mean, Raquel Welch, I was one of those people who, in the 60s, as a child, was looking at her in 1 million years BC, and it's kind of sad seeing that. But I mean, I like all older actresses like Sharon Stone and people like that.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, the younger ones are okay, but I don't find them as attractive in ways. Must be my age. It must be my age.
Yeah.
They are attractive, but
Yeah, you like. I know you like
get to
Halle
a
Berry,
certain
don't you?
point. Oh, Halle
you like-
Berry. Oh, yeah. See, I like that.
Uh,
Yeah, you see, they're my kind of actresses that I like, that I find attractive. Yeah.
I know you mentioned. Obviously, I know you've got a liking for Tina Turner. You said that earlier.
Oh, yeah. Lovely. Pam Grier. I mean, I love her. These are old. Of the dead, even worse. I mean, Diana Rigg. I can't believe how wonderful she was, and
She was,
and
she was very
the fact that she carried on
When she was young.
working right into old age. When she's just
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
True action star of the Dales is in. John with the Wind. He's still waiting for my review of Zulu because I didn't have Zulu in my collection. I didn't have Zulu in my collection when I've done my Zeds, and
No.
I haven't come across it yet in CEX. my dad's probably got it on his shelf actually. It'll be DVD version. He's got.
My dad took me to see that. It's the first film I ever saw at a cinema, Zulu.
Wow.
My dad thinking, oh, well, I'll just take my son along. And that's all I remember. And being scared of the Zulus. But that's it.
And then
There's
Zulu
a sequel as well, isn't there?
Zulu Dawn.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But
that a
yeah, there was a
sequel?
sequel.
Was it a sequel or was it did it play as a prequel? I can't remember.
Both star Michael Caine.
Zulu Dawn did.
Yeah,
I might be wrong.
Yeah, Michael.
Was he in Zulu Dawn?
I don't know. I know he's the first one. There's a lot of good actors in Zulu. Very good at that time of that period. British actors.
Sure, I've got it on DVD. Hang on a sec.
What one? Dawn or
First one. Oh, dear, somewhere.
Burt Lancaster, Peter O'Toole in Zulu Dawn. Denholm Elliott's in it.
Oh, that's a good cast.
It's a prequel. Yeah, I was right. It plays as a prequel to Zulu. I had that for some reason. Because I remember my dad going on about Zulu Dawn at some point, and me getting it for him, and something was there just saying to me, "It's a prequel. It's a prequel." Like a little Salacious Crumb over my shoulder. Go, prequel. He doesn't talk. Salacious Crumb's a little thing that sits with Jabba. Well, Matt's gone. Moving on. I'm not a Marvel fan, but can you guys recommend me a good one to change my mind? Let's go. Okay. Dimension. Answer this question. Let's see what we come up with. I'm not a Marvel fan, but can you guys recommend me a good one to change my mind? What Marvel film would you recommend to someone who hasn't seen any, is not a fan, to get into it?
Avengers Infinity War. That was a masterpiece.
Okay. Ian, how are you with the Marvel films? Do you have a...
Yeah, I've got quite a lot. Well, actually, I've got them all up to about... what was the last one I got? I suppose I got the Spider-Man one. But I'm really going off what's happening now. I mean, I love that. So the Ant-Man, I was going to say I really love, but from what I've heard about this new Ant-Man film, I'm not impressed at all. And I don't know whether I'm even going to... I'll probably watch it, but I don't even know whether it'll go into my collection, which is sad because I really love the first two. But if I was to recommend one, I think it's Captain America, Winter Soldier. I think that is just
that one's
something
great.
special.
Matt, what would you recommend to someone who's not into Marvel to change their mind?
I mean, I do like the Winter Soldier, but I do like the first Avenger as well. It's got that. It's almost got like an Indiana Jones sort of feel to it as well, with the sort of World War II stuff going on. That man out of sort of, his origin story becoming like the sort of guy who's trying to get into the army, and he's very small, very weak. And I really do like the first Avenger. I think it's. I mean,
So what would your choice be then for true action star of the Dales?
I would say the first Avenger.
Okay,
Captain America,
well,
the first
I'm going
Avenger.
to side with Ian on this one and say the Winter Soldier.
Mm.
The only reason I say that is because I think if you're not into comic book movies or Marvel, I think it's more of where it plays as a political thriller, more so. It's less comic booky visually than the first Avenger is, I would say. Which may put people off. So I would go Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier still sits as my favourite MCU movie. I thought it was fantastic. Danny says he watched the Flash trailer with Batman and wow, Michael Keaton is his favourite.
I love Michael Keaton. I can't wait to see him again.
No. Video Tasty says he just nipped out and picked up Warzone from the charity shop. Are you is it really? Or are you just trolling me? Is there one movie genre you just cannot get into? Dimension, is there a movie genre that you don't particularly like?
Musicals.
Fair enough. I knew you were going to say that from what you said earlier about the Joker. Ian, any genre that you just can't?
I suppose not rom-coms. I'm not really into that much, to be honest. I can like the odd one maybe or two, but it's not something that I'd go to. It's not something I rush to. And at one time I would have said musicals, but one or two musicals I do like, but some I just have no time for at all. I don't feel, so, but I'm not totally writing off musicals because I do love music a lot, and actual musicals, some of them are okay, and some are really bore fests, or people are a bit over top with praising musicals. Like,
So what about yourself, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say musicals, really. The odd one now and again, but yeah, it's not really something I'm that bored about.
I would have to say martial arts.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I love watching martial arts.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I don't like. Matt likes martial arts. Ian probably likes martial arts.
Certainly Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, I
I
like
just got the martial arts films.
All right.
I don't know why, but there we go. Each to their own. That's what makes it. That's what makes it interesting. Is that the Tim Roth film? Video Tasties. What Warzone? I think he's talking about Punisher Warzone. As we see Brendan Fraser making a comeback, what other actor or actress deserves a comeback? That's a good question. What actor or actress you think deserves a comeback? Who wants to go first? While the others think.
Oh, God. That's a tough question.
It's a good question. It's getting you thinking. No one's going first. I mean, it might be someone who's still working, who you see regular in film, but has become smaller in role. He's still busy, but needs a big sort of, comeback big, as opposed to someone who's completely disappeared. Just trying to sort of sow some seeds of thought there. Looks like we're going to be moving on from that question.
Have you got a question? You got an answer?
Why should I have an answer?
Because you're the host.
Yeah, I know. So I last.
It's a tough question.
Okay.
Greg.
Maybe I got one. Maybe I know somebody. I'll be right back.
Go on. Oh, what, you going to bring him on screen as a guest?
We could.
Right, yeah, it's difficult to try and think off the top of my head.
All right. I got two actresses. First up, one is this girl here.
Oh, Star Wars girl.
That's Daisy Ridley. I want to
That's
see
it,
her
yeah.
and some stuff. And her.
Oh,
Carrie Ann Moss
Yep.
Yeah.
is quite like her as well.
Yeah.
Matt needs some cold water thrown over him now. He's thinking of Carrie Ann Moss in tight leather. Look, he's blushing.
I'll tell you what I like. Angela Bassett, and she's in the. I really like her. She's got a great career, fantastic career as Angela Bassett. She's some great roles she's played in, and it's good to see her still. Well, I'm thinking of the TV series, the American horror series that they did. You know, when they had a cast, and each season they played different characters, and it was really well written series. Absolutely loved it, and I remember her being in that, and she was fantastic, absolutely fantastic in it. And I noticed now she seems to be like I say in the Marvel movie. Just great to see her.
So what was your answer, Matt?
No, I can't think of anybody.
Okay.
No. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I mean, has Uma Thurman? She ain't done much lately, has she?
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't see her in much.
I've not seen Uma Thurman for a long time in anything, I don't think.
There's something I think fairly recently that she was in, but I can't think of what it.
But I think it's interesting that. All right, Matt ain't giving us an answer, but I still think it's interesting that the mention Ian and me, our minds went to actresses rather than actors.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I was thinking of what about whatever happened more to. I know she came back. Is Linda Hamilton? I always really liked Linda Hamilton, going right back before she was even in Terminator. She was in a series with Rob Perlman, Beauty and the Beast. It was a brilliant series. Absolutely loved it. And I've followed her quite a bit. And I never, though she's obviously with Terminator films, she never really got a big career outside those films, did she?
No,
she's been in a few things.
She's recently been in, popped up in the TV series Resident Alien.
Oh, was she in that? Oh,
yeah, she pops up. She pops up every few episodes. She is like a character who's like an army general type that is sort of hunting aliens. The sort of clandestine government, head of this clandestine government thingy.
I have to check that out. I like her quite a lot. You know,
I've got one.
Go on then, Matt.
We'll go with a male this time. Thomas Jane. Get him in another Punisher film.
I don't know. He's too old now. He looks he's aged quite a bit.
Has he? I've not seen him.
And when you consider that Punisher was, I think he could still do it as an older grizzled Punisher, but Punisher itself, that's coming on 20 years old. That's 19 years old.
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, it's like, wow, where's the time going?
I know.
Maybe I'd like to see Wesley Snipes come back and do some action.
Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's good in
He still is, in my opinion, the best ever actor to portray the vampire hunter Blade.
I think he's spot on in that role. Yes. I don't particularly like Wesley Snipes as an actor, I'll be honest. I've never really taken to him, but I will say that he was perfectly cast, and I loved him as Blade. Well, he was brilliant. It's like I don't really like Thingy either. The fellow who played Morbius.
Jared
Oh
Leto.
yeah.
That's it. But
Oh,
I thought
awful.
as Morbius, I thought he was really well cast.
Do you think that in the first Suicide Squad would be seen a lot better if he wasn't in it and played? Because he's not the Joker; is somebody just trying to be the Joker. But if he wasn't in that film, I think people would look at that film a lot more favourably than they do, because it's always considered one of the worst of those films. But I actually quite liked the first Suicide Squad. In many ways better than the second one, which I know is sacrilege, but I can't get. It's that starfish thing in the second one. It just gets on my nerves. It really does. I can't stand it, and it sort of ruins the film. But I think the first one is actually a lot better. But when he appears, you just the whole film goes downhill when he's in it. He's not the Joker, never was.
No.
Although
It's a shame, you know.
the image, the Joker that we got in the Justice League at the end, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
He was. I didn't mind that version when he
Didn't
done
mind
that.
that version.
I thought it was all right. That
To
last
defend
scene.
it was different.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad version, totally different you know, what we'd seen before.
No.
Very, very different. All tattoos and
I didn't like it, but he was more akin to the Joker at the end of Snyder's Justice League. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is what I want for sure. And
What? No need. Reshoot.
The
David
David
Ayer
Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Oh, the haircut. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see what
There was a whole lot. Joker had a lot more to do, and than what we got in that movie, in that theatrical cut. There was a lot cut down because of studio meddling and reception, and he was supposed to be a lot more darker.
Yeah. I hopefully one day we'll get it. We'll see what happens, won't we?
Yeah, here's a shot of Jared Leto's Joker we've never seen before.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. Attraction Star says that's the fourth film Warzone. Nasty one. It might be a different Warzone then. Obviously, say Warzone, I go to Punisher. So I don't know what that is. So I've got a question for you here, Ian. Afternoon, everyone. This is Tony York, someone who watches you.
Oh, yeah.
Is that name?
Yeah. No, Tony.
As a regular watcher of your reviews, I'd be interested to know your favourite Hammer film and also your favourite Doctor Who story in 60 seconds.
Right. Right. Favorite Hammer film. Right. Okay. I think The Devil Rides Out. I know that's not a typical Hammer film in many ways, but The Devil Rides Out is really good. So Christopher Lee's in that, and he's absolutely fantastic. But my favorite Dracula film, I'm sorry, I had to slip it in, would be Dracula AD 1972, when we go into modern era. Right. For classic Doctor Who story, it's so difficult. Two, really. Genesis of the Daleks, and Tomb of the Cyberman, three, and Robots of Death.
What one would you pick over all the others?
Which of the classic Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Classic Doctor. I suppose.
If you could only have one, what one would it be?
Okay, I'll have to pick Genesis of the Daleks. I know Michael doesn't agree at all. He doesn't like it, but Tom Baker is at his element. Genesis of the Daleks is just such a brilliant story. It's epic. It would have made a good film.
So
that's how good it is.
Just an aside, that's
such
what
great
Gareth
story.
picked up Punisher Warzone. He just messaged me. Yes, so we got to an answer. So your favourite one was what? Sorry, Genesis. Did you say?
Genesis of the Daleks, Tom Baker's story. It's his first of only 2 Dalek stories. When Dalek stories were proper, not like nowadays, they've ruined the Daleks. I sound terrible, but the Daleks are not the same as they used to be.
Much like Star Trek ruined the Borg.
Yeah.
But
You've got
when you oversaturate a character or a villain, it stops being and they get defeated over and over again. They stop being scary and they stop having their impact.
Yeah. And it's not special anymore. I mean, you used to look forward. You go, wow, it's the Daleks, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you think, oh, it's the Daleks.
Yeah.
It's become too familiar.
So Michael's never seen Punisher. Nope, Dr. Impossible is that the better version. Hey everyone, what is your favourite Wallace and Gromit film and a favourite Marvel movie?
Well,
different question. We've sort of done favourite Marvel movies from the MCU anyway, or what we would thingy. But let's go with anyway. Dimension Scott, have you seen any Wallace and Gromit movies?
no, I don't believe so.
They're the little playmation type things.
No,
Fair enough. Ian, have you? Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I've seen them, but a long time ago. I can't. Is the one where they go to the moon?
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit.
I think
Is that something like a Grand Day Out? Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Matt, have you got one?
Yeah, Curse of the Were Rabbit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one as well.
And I'll be honest, I've not seen any Wallace and Gromit. Does Chicken Run count?
No.
Oh, I seen Chicken Run as a kid.
Well,
it's that same animation. No, Chicken Run is separate. It's not. It's not Wallace and Gromit.
All right. Are they not in it at all?
No, but I think there is a bit of a crossover. But no, they're not in it.
What do you mean a crossover? In what sense?
Well, I think maybe one of the chicken characters might have been in it, but I might.
Well, that's enough for me then. Chicken Run.
I might be wrong on that though.
So let's go.
It's that same animation.
So let's work way back round again. Dimension, favorite Marvel movie? Fire.
I'm going with No Way Home.
Okay.
Because
Ian.
that was a dream come true for any generation of Spider-Man fans.
Yeah. That's cool. Ian, favorite Marvel movie?
I have to say, like as I mentioned it already, Winter Soldier.
Okay. Matt, favorite? Yeah, no, fair enough.
I'm going to cheat because I feel they're 2 films that are so connected. I just count them as one.
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Cool.
Both.
And I'm going to say Winter Soldier. But Matt, you can't cheat. You've got to choose one over the other. If you had to lose one, what one would you keep? You're going away. You're stranded on a desert island, and you can only save one of them out of the water. You got a net, and they're both sinking. They're still playing your player, which isn't wet, and you've got electricity on this island. Sorry?
It'll have to be Endgame.
Cool. No, I like that answer. I'd have gone for Endgame over them too. So look, they're all having Punisher conversations. I don't own Punisher either. Dark Angel, Mark Turner, Gargoyles. Where are we at? Okay, Dark Angel, anyone? Love this movie. Otherwise called I Come in Peace. Dolph Lundgren.
I think I've seen it.
Haven't you? The aliens that come to Earth that suck. They suck something out of people's. I think is it spinal fluid they suck out or something like that, and it's a drug for them. And Dolph Lundgren's a police officer who's got this little nerdy guy with him who used to be in this TV program called Dream On years ago, and the aliens have got like these sort of they fire CDs. They got these things that are like razor sharp CDs that they fire and slice people's throats and stuff like that.
Nice. No, don't think I've ever seen that.
I think it was released by EV, Entertainment and Video, in this country when it came out. It may have gone straight to video. I've got it. I've got it on Blu-ray. Can't believe no one's seen it. Dark Angel. And at the end,
TV
the alien,
series, wasn't there? Dark Angel.
there is a TV series of Dark Angel. Ian will remember.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I love
reviewed
that. I forgot.
didn't you?
Yeah, Dark Angel. I showed you my
Yeah.
DVD copies. I love Dark Angel. James Cameron, of course,
Yeah.
was involved in it.
Jessica
His only
Alba.
TV series.
Yeah, Jessica Alba starred.
Yeah.
Only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah, and it's a shame because the very last episode, which actually James Cameron directed, set it up for it would have been even more interesting to see what happened, but
Unfortunately,
it got
I
pulled.
think
Yeah,
it was on the Fox network in America, if I
Yeah.
remember rightly.
Yeah.
And the Fox network are notorious.
That's,
for
they were
cancer.
like that all the time. Pulling series is terrible.
But yeah, Dark
It's
Angel.
a very
was
good series. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. So I've got it upstairs myself, Ian. If it wasn't in that video I
Yeah.
showed, it would one of the next episodes down the line.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks, everyone. My complete TV and collection on Blu-ray and DVD. It's in 8 parts at the moment, but there will be more because I've got that much. I've got a lot, and I'll never get rid of TV stuff. I love TV stuff. What's your favourite horror film? Hammer horror or something else? Have you got a favourite horror? Dimension. Have you got a favourite horror film?
I like the Pennywise scary movies. It.
Oh yeah.
I like the It movies based on Stephen King's graphic novel, where the clown is stalking
Yeah,
these
yeah.
group of kids.
Yeah, I enjoyed the It's. Ian, favourite horror for you?
I think it's impossible for me to say. It really is. I mean, Hammer, you know me and Hammer. I love all the Hammer horror films, even the ones that are not as good. But even if I had to say one, I'm sorry. I could. It depends. There's so many good horror films. You know, I could say Wicker Man. I could say Suspiria. I could say Halloween. I could say Friday the 13th, or the whole Friday the 13th franchise.
But you,
Honestly, I just can't pin down
Well,
just
that's
one
Desert
film. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
I could.
But you do like
Yeah,
your Hammer. You like your Hammer. Do you like
Yeah.
MC? MC Hammer.
MC. Oh, yeah. No, I don't like MC Hammer.
All right. So Matt, do you have a favourite horror?
The Shining.
No, I like that.
Yes, yeah.
Although I'm not
Very
huge into like a lot of people are, and that is the Doctor Sleep one. I could not get into that one.
No, I enjoyed that. I quite like
enjoyed
that.
that. Yeah, that's very good.
It made me go back and watch The Shining right after.
Has anyone seen this horror movie?
Bloody. What is it?
Birthday.
Bloody Birthday.
No, I've not seen that.
It's about
No.
these 3 kids. It's about these 3 kids that are getting away with killing people.
Okay.
So it's from 1981.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. There's so many horror films. I mean, horror spans, like you said, Matt, horror spans such huge genres that people put things like Jaws into horror. Is Jaws a horror film? Is Alien a horror film? So are we thinking too small when we think horror? Do we need to broaden out? You know,
Psycho. Psycho's a horror film, but
Yeah.
people won't say it as that, do they? We see it as
No,
Hitchcock's film, but Psycho is nowadays you would say it's a massive horror film. Psycho.
I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, you see a canvas or something of a mash of horror films or horror characters on it, and you've got Jaws in there. Jaws is in there. Jaws, as you know, is like favorite film of all time. So would I say Jaws is? See, I don't class it as a horror film, but it's my favorite film of all time. Alien is a you know,
Sci-fi and horror.
horror.
Sci-fi horror, yeah.
So if I was going to go full horror, I don't know. I really don't know.
It's
I
difficult.
I can't answer. I mean, you know, if I think full horror, you know, the ones I grew up with are the Elm Streets, the Jasons, the Chuckies, maybe Evil Dead 2. If I was going to say horror, probably be favourite. Although my favourite of the franchise is Army of Darkness.
Lights Out. Yeah, that's a good film. Got
I'm
that.
not seen that.
I think one of the
That's
greatest
based on a true
pieces of
story.
I think one of the greatest pieces of filmmaking in a horror film is Suspiria. Suspiria just works on all levels, and it's beautiful to look at. It's a
Yeah,
great film. And the remake, actually, it's not really a remake. It's based on that, but it develops the idea, and it's just good. But the Suspiria, as it stands, is just I hate using that word masterpiece, but to me it is.
cool.
But that is just one film. But I say I like that. But then I can talk about loads of other horror films. You know, horror is a great debating area because it's so wide. You can talk about lots of horror films.
No, totally. So, Doctor Impossible, speaking to Gareth there. Leo, Geek Legion of Dooms. How you doing, Leo? Hope you're well.
Right.
Danny says, do you think they're going to make another Punisher film or leave it as it is? I suppose that's more to me, isn't it, really? Okay, so get on Video Tasties and talk about the Punisher for 24 hours, AJ. Oh, I will be soon. So do I think they'll make another Punisher film? I think they'll do something with the Punisher, but unfortunately at the moment under Disney, Punisher's going through changes because I don't think he identifies with what Disney wants from people. You know, you got a hero running around with a gun killing people. So in the comics, they've changed him up to be something else, which isn't working from my perspective. Ain't working at all. It's not the Punisher. And they've even redesigned the skull to be something else because the skull has been taken and utilized by police, which it should never have been, you know, as in, you know, military wearing it, certain hate groups using it as an image, as a I'm actually wearing a Punisher t-shirt now. And it's been turned into something that it's not. So Disney Marvel are trying to alter what the Punisher is. Will we see Punisher in the MCU ever? I'd like to, but I think they'll go a different spin with it. I don't know what they would do with it, to be honest, but they certainly don't. Even in the comics now, he isn't using a gun. He doesn't use a gun, and when he does pick up a gun, it's rarely fired, or it fires some sort of comic book Pym particle grenades or something like that will hit something and then enlarge it. Do you know what I mean? Sort of fantastical weaponry, and I just. But they put a sword in his hands, and he's more of a ninja now, and it's not Punisher. Yeah, I think I'm barred Dr. Impossible. Mark is correct. About what? I don't know. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Thoughts on release and movie?
I haven't seen it yet. I got to pick it up one day.
Okay, all right.
But I hope it's better than the first one. I still think that one was so overrated and mediocre at best.
I had issues with it, I will say. Ian, what's your thought? Have you seen Black Panther 2?
No, I'll watch it on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it yet, but I will watch it.
Matt,
hopefully, I'm going to like it. But I'm just a bit down at the moment on superhero films, which is terrible. I just feel sort of deflated by it all.
Yeah, it's fatigue. You're feeling fatigue, mate.
Yeah,
like a lot of us.
I'm not excited.
Yeah, I totally agree. Matt, what's your thoughts on Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I went in fairly low expectations with it. It kind of had an Aquaman feel a bit about it as well. I thought it paid tribute very well to Chadwick Boseman. I mean, I think the Black Panther films have certainly the first film did a lot for diversity, and it was nice to see that. I do think it got a bit overhyped, probably because of that, but it was still good that they did that, and I thought that was a good thing to do. The second film very much had a female sort of lead centric thing about it. I wouldn't say necessarily woke, but it was bordering on that, I think. But I think it was done well. Don't think it was as good as the first film, but no, I enjoyed it.
Okay. I think, I mean, the film couldn't not have been as progressive as what it was, because Black Panther is a character that kind of came about during that sort of blaxploitation era in America, around the same sort of time as characters like Luke Cage and Blade, became popular. Black Panther had a sort of a bigger sort of thing. So now, interestingly, I didn't see Black Panther. Okay, I want to stop calling it this for a reason I'll get into. I didn't see Wakanda Forever until a couple of weeks ago when it came onto Disney myself. And the reason I say I want to stop referring to it as Black Panther, because it's not a Black Panther film. It's not, and I'm surprised no one's ever actually said this, or I haven't heard anyone say it or pick up on it. It's not a Black Panther movie. It's a Wakanda movie.
Mm.
When you look at it like that, it's a Wakanda set movie. It's about the Wakanda nation and all that. Shuri, sorry, put your fingers in your ears, Dimension. Yeah, take them out. I'll give it. Shuri doesn't even become Black Panther until the final act of the film. Anyway, let's leave that there. You can put your earphones back in.
But I do think it was. I mean, it's still obviously with the title. The title is, Wakanda Forever is the main title. Black Panther is quite a small font.
Yeah.
So it still comes. Obviously, it's a follow-on. And it is a tribute. It certainly is a tribute to what's gone before. So it's a passing of the torch. But yeah, I agree with you that it's not really.
It's not
the
Black Panther.
The story's not about.
No,
Black
it's
Panther.
It's a Wakanda
it's a
film.
passing of the torch. It's obviously
But
refers to.
It feels far more. It feels like it's got far more substance to it than anything else in this current phase or in phase 4 of Marvel.
Yeah,
it feels like it's more substantial in what it's giving you. It's not it's like a meal. It's like eating a big meal instead of going out and eating fast food. Is a way of putting it, I suppose. An analogy.
Yeah.
Dr. Impossible says, I remember seeing the Dolph Lundgren The Punisher back in 91. Can't remember much about it, AJ. Well, keep an eye out on Gareth's channel, because we will be watching and discussing it. And I will be discussing it. I can talk all day. Doom Patrol Season 3 already reduced. Film Fanatic is in. Hello. Bard Gareth. Well, AJ is your nemesis after all. He is. He accuses me of. I go on his channel. I go on Gareth's channel. I get accused of cheating when he does the daily. What film is this? He can't handle it when I get it right, and he accuses me of cheating. He accuses me of taking the image and doing a reverse image swap using that app where you can find where the image comes from and all that to see what the film is. I take that very personally, calling me a cheat, and he's got no evidence to support his outlandish claims of me being a cheat. Anyone see the newest John Wick 4 trailer from the other day?
I don't need to watch any trailers for that movie. I'm ready to see that.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
But what about this 4 hour thing? That can't be true. It can't be 4
I
hours.
don't know.
I can't go and sit and watch John Wick for 4 hours.
Didn't even know anything
That's what
about
they
that.
said. There was something somewhere saying it's 4 hour cut or something. I don't know.
No,
probably
I
not.
can't see him doing that in the cinema.
Too long. For that sort of film, when it's just action on action on action on action, 4 hours will just become a bore fest. For me anyway, because I need story.
Talking of John Wick, I'm reviewing the first 3 films. Well, showing my editions for the next 3 weeks with the lead up to John Wick 4. So look out for those videos.
Cool.
Just a plug there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Why not? Use it. So Danny says, do you think as Batman is in the Flash, he have his TV series? Who? Batman have a TV series? I'm guessing that's what he means. Do I think Batman will have a TV series? No.
Probably not. I don't know.
I
He
don't
hasn't
think
had a TV show since the 1960s. Adam West.
no,
Right.
he's too profitable in film
Yeah.
for them to do a TV series for. It will detract from their you know, why would anyone go and see why would I go and see a Batman film when I can get it for free on TV? That's the sort of mentality. I know it's bigger budget and look better and all that, but that's the way it sort of goes.
I mean, we were discussing this the other day that I think out of the 2 main superheroes, Superman and Batman, it's Warner Brothers. You know, they'll always go with Batman because Batman will always make more money than Superman, even though technically he's not a superhero.
Yeah.
'Cause if he took all his money away, he wouldn't be able to do anything, would he?
No, that's right. No, neither would Tony Stark.
And I'm still
Well, not
gutted
saying
that
that. No,
Henry Cavill is not going to be in, you know, going forward.
Yeah, I know.
He
But
should be
I
there.
just
He
need to
should
get
be
back
there.
to what I just said about Tony Stark. He did build in a cave. He did build an Iron Man suit in a cave.
He did. He did.
So here we go. Danny says, can we not get a DC Marvel crossover film? No.
Why
Two
the
seconds.
heck?
We're
I don't
talking
know.
about
Why the
you-
heck
you-
not?
Yeah, but you'd need to get the 2 companies would never come together and do that.
No.
Warner Brothers and Disney wouldn't. I mean, you've had comic crossovers where the 2 companies have come together. Not recently, though. Not recently.
The only time I can see it happening is if there's just a massive decline of comic book films. Everything. Well, I mean, I think it's going that way. I think, you know, from what I've heard about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, it's probably not going to reignite the Marvel Phase 5 from what I'm hearing. I mean, I don't want to hear too much because I still quite like to see it, but after seeing the trailers and being really hyped for it and thinking this looks absolutely fantastic, from what I'm hearing, it's not living up to those trailers.
I think people need to accept that Disney's best days, I mean, Marvel's best days are behind them. I don't think you're ever gonna, you know, Marvel films are still making a lot of money. They are, you know, 600, 700 million take-ins for a film. It is a lot of money for any film to take. Obviously, you're talking about big budgets here and big marketing for the Marvel films, which may be something that they need to look at reducing. But for anyone to think that Marvel's gonna peak back up to the heights of what they were, it ain't gonna happen. I think the film's very overstuffed now, and the problem is where they've given you, you know, you started off with solo films and you've built up to having team films and all this. Very much when you get a solo film now, it's like they have to inject something else into it to try and, you know, make it bigger. Dimension, when are you going to be seeing Ant-Man?
I don't know yet, but I think we will get around to that.
Okay. I was. It wasn't the best. I felt it lost the charm that made Ant-Man, the other two films. It's very much.
My thing is with the first Ant-Man is it's okay.
Yeah.
I actually had a lot of fun with Ant-Man and the Wasp when that came out, and I've yet to make up my mind about Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, you need to see it too, obviously. Well, I won't say nothing about it. I just felt it was very
Although I've heard the
bloated.
Kang is supposed to be very good.
He was very good. I can't fault Jonathan Majors and his you know, the role he played in it.
And he's going to be in Creed 3 as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because last night I was watching Graham Norton. That's like chat show in the UK Dimension, and they had Michael B. Jordan on, and they were showing some shots of. Sorry, what was the actor's name? You said AJ?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like really ripped. So, and they showed a couple of scenes, and that, I tell you what, looks like a good film. You know, it reminded me of the sort of Rocky films of old, you know, in the ring and that. Yeah, looks good.
Sorry, I've just sending a work message. Let's move down. Sorry, it's just work. So, yes. Gareth, has anyone seen Homeland Season 1 since seeing Supergirl on the CW? No. What's the Homeland connection to Supergirl? Is Melissa Benoist in it? Does she play a daughter or something? I don't know. Yeah, let us know. Remember watching the Thomas Jane Punisher and hating it, like the Dolph one, mind. Fair enough. Where's that block button? Block user for not liking the 2004 Punisher. Bill. No, it's subjective, isn't it? There we go. Hey, folks. Movie Mad. Hey, keeping. Richard said he was in Bexley Heath CEX, not Bromley this time. Okay, Bexley Heath is near. That's where Dan's Man Cave resides. Down Bexley Heath. I've been there once. Ain't too far from here, but I don't get that way. One Real Nerd says he would love to have a stream with Ian and Michael. But do it then. Make it happen. Make it happen. You've said it here. You know, this is AJ and Matt chats, and you come in dissing AJ and Matt by saying I want to have lives with other people, but you know, I'm thick-skinned. It don't bother me. Don't bother me, nerds. We know you're real friends. Michael's Movie Corner sounds like a good idea to me. I'll message Ian soon about this. Yeah, make it happen. That'll be great. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. You know I'm only joking, nerds. You know I'm only joking. What have you got coming on your channel soon? And I've subbed to you all. I mean, sub to you all. Okay, yeah, all right. We usually do this at the end, but let's have a little. Oh wow, there's loads of messages, and I've only got 15 minutes left, so I may not get through all these. So let's have a little channel plug. Let's answer this question. Have a little channel plug now. Dimension, have you got any upcoming plans for your channel? Have you got anything new in the pipeline? Anything that you can tell people to look forward to in the coming days, weeks, whatever?
Yes, I know. What I do have for sure planned is a new Blu-ray collection update. everything I got from January and this month, and
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can go back out and get something and buy something new.
Yep. Cool. Good. Ian, yourself, what have you got going on?
I've got this week. I've got this second part of the second shelf. So as I said, these are going to come every 2 a month through my shelves. And also I've got the usual Hammer, and I'm going through classic Doctor Who now, doing a review, just the golden era of Doctor Who, which is the third and fourth Doctors. I'm going through some of the stories, hoping to get people who are more into the modern series, perhaps interested in looking at the classic Doctor Who and realizing that the classic Doctor Who is great, and just continuing what I'm doing, really, and looking for more ideas.
Yeah. Cool. Matt?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, MCU collection, sort of focusing on each of the characters every other week. And for the next 3 weeks, every other week is John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
Cool. Okay, me, myself. Okay, I've got tomorrow, I have actually got my Defending a Dud of The Mummy, which is my series where I ask people to give me a title of a film that is considered rubbish. And then I'll do a voting poll, and whatever wins, I do this once a month. It's only once a month thing. And I will watch that film, see if I can find any defense to it whatsoever. Sometimes I might, sometimes I might not. So my question to anyone watching is, can you beat me? Can you give me a film that I cannot defend for love nor money? Now, I failed with Ghostbusters 2016. That was Matt's fault. I've done that one. I think I achieved a good defense of Speed 2 in episode 2. I think I achieved a decent defense of Batman and Robin in episode
I like that one.
I know Dimension Scott has got a liking for that film, and I don't blame him. And tomorrow is Tom Cruise's The Mummy. You'll have to see how that one fares, whether I manage to defend it or whether I'm beaten. So there's that. So, and at the end of that, there will be a 3 other films in the pipeline, which a week later will then go out as a vote. Like Ian, I am doing a shelf by shelf of all my TV and thingy videos, TV on Blu-ray and DVD. Although in them you will see me back in my old room, because they were actually filmed in September. I've still got to do more, but that will be filmed now. But I've got 8 episodes of that were filmed in September. So there's a lot going on, and all my usual reviews and things in between. But anyway, let's move on. Do something big with Picard. Maybe send him down with a ship. The android was a terrible idea. Yes, it was. Now, I'm very conscious we've only got 12 minutes left before I end this. So I want to sort of get through these comments as quick as I can, if possible. Hammer House of Horror TV series back in the 80s, a fantastic show. I'm sure Ian has seen them, as I know he is a massive fan.
Brilliant.
Is that
series.
something available on? Is that something that's available on DVD or not?
Yeah, and I think it's been upgraded. The first lot, the Hammer House of Horror, has gone to Blu-ray now as well. I've got it on DVD, but yeah.
All right, cool.
What a great series! I highly recommend it.
Yeah, good. So Danny says it's upsetting that they won't let Data die. Yep. Brent Spiner just keeps aging. Data keeps getting more puffy in the face. Cypher Sigma screen time. Fantastic. He was on with us last week. Fantastic. Hi guys, sorry I just joined. Okay, this is a good one. Good question. We'll do this. What series from the past would you like to see have a revival? Basically, if you could reboot a series from the past, what would it be? Anyone got any ideas?
I don't want to reboot, but I want a revival continuation, and the Nickelodeon Drake and Josh.
Okay, not something I've ever seen.
I love Drake and Josh. It is so funny.
Ian, Anything you'd like? We can open it up to continued as opposed to reboot.
Do you know what I'd like to see more series as like Millennium were with Lance Erickson? I'd love a something similar to that. Wouldn't that be good as a series? You know, somebody who's got empathy. Well, not empathy, but can, the serial killers and all these dark sort of corners. And I really like that idea. It was a great series, Millennium. I'd love to see something like that revived.
Matt?
There is, more.
Yeah, that's good. Good one. Matt, anything from you?
Something like Airwolf or Blue Thunder, like a new one of those. That's sort of back from the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go with The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Anyone know that?
That was,
No.
What's his name?
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell, yeah.
It's a Western. It was starring Bruce Campbell. It had a sci-fi element to it. It lasted one season. I'd love to see a revival of that with Bruce Campbell stepping back into that role. There we go. Thoughts on the film Krull? If you've seen it, great film. Not the biggest sci-fi fan, but I enjoyed it. Krull.
Many years ago.
That's not. I'm not so sure. I thought he meant something else. That I had in mind.
It's a film I haven't seen for a long time, and honestly, I can't really say anything about it. I was a kid. Play Tendo, afternoon, AJ, Matt, Ian, and Scott.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
At this point, AJ will be old and grey when we get around to the live. I'm already old and grey. Hey, Pete. Thoughts on I Am the Legend 2 and that they are going with the alternate ending where the Will Smith character survives. Anyone?
I've seen I Am Legend. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Apart from the CGI,
I don't mind. I don't mind them.
Zombies.
I don't mind them ignoring the original ending, going with the alternate ending that's on the special features DVD deleted scenes. I don't mind.
Mm.
I heard some people actually prefer that ending over the original.
Yes, it is. I think it's a better ending because it's more downbeat. I know he lives and he's not dead, but the ending is more downbeat than the other ending. When in the one where he dies, there's potential of a cure. In the one where he doesn't die, it's sort of the world is as it is. So I prefer that ending. Really disappointed how the critics who railed at new Trek now bend over for season 3 of Kurtzman Trek. Is this for the Picard season 3? I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? Is Will Smith in Iron Legend 2? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Dave Cullen especially. The Crush, Pete's obsessed with her. Danny, I think it's Michael B. Jordan, and Will Smith is joining the second one. Michael B. Jordan is meant to be in the second one, isn't he? With Will Smith as well. Yeah, I think Michael B. Jordan is meant to play his son. If I remember rightly. That won't be worth watching. I'm Legend thought was an amazing movie, well written. What about a musical, The Wiz? Do you like it or not? I don't even know what that is.
I know what that is.
It's the Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's in that, and Diana Ross. Is it Diana Ross? The Wiz.
It's been a very long time since I came across The Wiz. Some of my teachers at the time in elementary school had that movie on.
Yeah, I don't know it. I finally watched the original Fright Night last night. Really enjoyed it. Have you guys seen it? Years and years ago, once. Not saying I really wish to revisit, to be honest. Ian, to mention?
It's on my list to see. I've not seen it. There's so many films I've not seen it. No, definitely want to have see it. Definitely. It's been talked about a lot, so I'd definitely like to have a
Roddy
okay.
McDowell. He's in it.
with his all
The
four.
remake's quite good actually, with David Tennant.
I'm just flashing up comments at the moment. Danny's never seen Zulu. He's seen Fright Night. Brilliant. Glad to hear it, Pete. Veronica Carlson. That name means anything to you, Ian?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. Another great actress from that era.
What classic TV series would you like released on Blu-ray?
Oh, I like that question.
TV.
Okay, I'm going to say, I'll say Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'd like to see a Blu-ray release of. If we're going, does that class as classic? I suppose it does. Mid-90s.
Classic TV series. I'm gonna say the Spider-Man animated cartoon, because there's no complete series of that at all here in the United States.
No, there isn't. I had to bootleg it.
Yeah, everyone has to bootleg it for the whole complete series.
I'm going to say, Automan. Remember Automan from 1980s? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like
Sorry.
Tron kind of thing. Remember that, Ian? Did you watch that? Automan?
Yeah, I do remember it. Yeah.
I don't think it's got a DVD or a Blu-ray release.
No.
And the other one, Manimal, where the guy changed into
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Simon McCormick was his name, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
he could change into any creature. Yeah.
Okay, so Gareth just texted me, and Melissa Benoist and the Homeland Supergirl connection is Melissa Benoist was in season 1 of Homeland, and she goes topless.
I'll check that out.
I don't know.
Cold shower again.
I could show you a photo because Gareth sent it to me. Can I show it? No, I won't show it. It is fuzzed out. It is like blocky.
Oh,
But well, Matt's getting disappointed now because it's blocky. So did we all say a show to be? I know Matt said
we did,
Automan. Dimension, what was your one?
I said I want the Spider-Man
Oh, of course you did. Yeah.
cartoon.
Sorry, it's because I had Gareth and work messages coming through. Oh, my work just never leaves me alone. And Ian, what was your one?
I'll tell you what I'll go for. Babylon 5.
Babylon 5 is a good.
And I would go with Deep Space Nine as well.
No, I have heard.
But Babylon 5 I'd have to go.
Funnily, Big Paulie did message on my video a little while ago, the TV one, and said that apparently there might be a German Babylon 5 might be coming to Blu-ray in Germany.
Fantastic.
I'll keep an eye for that, and that they might be working on Deep Space Nine as we speak. Dabs are need to be a good Blu-ray release, Pete. They did a musical in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes, they did a musical episode. Once More Without Feeling, or was it Once More With Feeling? The irony is I was actually singing a song from it days ago. She does pretty well with Fiends from Hell, but lately we can tell she's been going through the motion. Da, 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 da. I remember that song from it. Sorry, I just thought, yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode. Xena also done a musical episode as well. The first one was pretty good. The second one, not so much. What's your most rewatched movie?
I'll go get it.
Dimensions grabbed it. Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. How many times have you watched that, Dimension?
Over 30 times.
wow.
Oh, what's that in hours?
I've only seen it once.
I've seen it 3 times, I think. 30 times. Wow. It's a great film, though. I can't deny that. I really loved it. Ian, Matt? I would have
Probably
to-
The Empire Strikes Back. Probably seen that quite a few times over the years.
when I was a lad, I always had Jaws and Star Wars on almost daily. So if I counted them numbers, it'd probably be one of those. That's the first Star Wars. You got one, Ian?
Actually, I really look. I don't know why I love this film. It's The Dead Zone. Over the years, I've watched that loads and
Christopher
loads
Walken.
of time.
Do you?
It's
do
something. I don't know what it is. I know it's not the greatest Stephen King story, but it is a really good story, and it's just the way that it's done, and I love everything about it. You know, trying to stop, change the future, and it mixes all the things that I like in stories together brilliantly. It's got the horror element as well in it. Everything about it.
What did you think of the TV series?
I've got most of that. I'm one missing, but I enjoyed the TV series. Yeah, TV series was quite
We've lost
good.
the mention. I am going to end this in a minute because I'm aware we're at 5 o'clock. So let me just. Dimension. Sorry, I am going to finish this in a minute. I was saying Dimension because we are at 5 o'clock and I do only put 2 hours for these. But let me just quickly run through so everyone's messages get in, if you don't mind, another 5 minutes.
Okay.
So Leo says Mario Van Peebles deserves a comeback. He was nearly an action star. Adrian says hello to everyone.
How's it going, Adrian James? I don't know if he's still watching, but how's it going?
Oh, yeah. You said hello there.
Yep.
Got a music or actor biopic you'd like to see? I think Paul Newman would be an excellent one.
I heard we're getting a Michael Jackson one.
Okay. Anyone got an actor or music biopic I'd like to see?
Not top man.
So many.
Okay.
Joe Strummer, The Clash. Story of the Clash. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't, I don't think, actually. I'm not really too big on biopics. Alan says, all the movies you guys own, do you ever think you'll get them all watched? No.
Yes.
Probably not.
No. No. I mean, I've
To answer
watched,
that question, yes. To me.
I've watched all of the big ones that I've bought. Ones that I buy from Poundland and that, where I've picked them up for £1-2 and things like that. But I don't think I'd ever get them all. Even if I've watched everything I've got, if I would get them rewatched, I doubt it. Ian, I can't be. Dracula AD 19 my favourite Dracula 2, Ian. Johnny Alucard, great. Dracula AD is one of the randiest films I've ever seen. The cheese is high, but Stephanie Beacham is very nice. Oh, Stephanie Beacham's in, is she? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
What did I last? I don't think I've seen her since Sequest DSV.
In terms
Who
of
are you?
Coronation Street the other week.
Was
Definitely.
she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still acting.
I don't watch Coronation Street. Okay, you've got one person you can say. One person, please. Who are your movie and celebrity crushes? Dimension. Do you have a celebrity crush?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay. Ian, celebrity crush.
Well, have they got to be alive? If they're alive,
No,
I'll say Ali Berry then.
Okay.
I'll say Ali Berry.
Matt.
Jerry Ryan.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say. I said it before he did. I'll go with Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue. See a picture on the back of my door. 2 seasons of Dark Angel. Yeah, love Luke Cage. I agree. I think Endgame was a one-time phenomenon. They need something new now. Jay Harangu, if I'm pronouncing that right. I agree. And the films that led up to it, yeah. Oh, Video Tasty says, hi, Jay. Yes, we're at the end of the I'm closing down. Not that I can close them, but I'm coming out of that, so I can't see any more messages. So messages are done. We got to the end. That is fantastic. We've had 2 hours. Has anyone got any closing comments or thoughts that they would like to say? I will say.
Thanks for having me on. That's all I want to say. Well,
I will say
Thanks
if-
for I agree with that. Thanks for inviting me on here.
That's all right,
Yeah,
mate. You're
thank you.
welcome.
I'm
Welcome
going to get up and
anytime.
go find something to eat because I'm in the mood to eat.
Right, good. So what I will say is that anyone, if you haven't subscribed to anyone, please go and subscribe to Dimension Scott's channel, to Ian's channel. Obviously, Matt, you know, he's the other side of me, that side. If you ain't subscribed there, go and subscribe. Matt, any closing? What have we got in store next week, Matt? On your channel?
Yeah,
Is
now
anyone on? What are we
I think
doing?
we've got it's next going to be Sunday next week
Okay.
because I'm out on Saturday. So I've got Pete play Tendo,
Okay.
and I've forgotten who else. Oh,
Not a good start, is it?
I can't remember. I'll have to look at my messages.
All right.
Oh gosh,
So we've got Pete's on anyway, and
Pete's on. Yeah,
someone to TBC to be confirmed.
yeah. They have confirmed, but I just can't remember who it is. I'm really sorry.
So let's hope they're not watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for your comments. I'm sorry I did scroll over quick at the end, but we do like to keep this to 2 hours, and we are 7 minutes over. So goodbye, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to these folks. Fantastic people, and just kick around for a minute while I close down. We'll say our goodbyes in the green room. Take care all, and thanks for watching.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.